Okay, so now you're on to the final stage of preparation for the first few types of baskets that you're going to learn to weave with me. For this part of the preparation, all you really need is a knife. Just an old kitchen knife that you're never going to use again in the kitchen. You're going to decommission it. So I like to find a knife that has got a really good straight back to it. That's the part that you're going to use. You're not going to use the cutting side, you're going to use the back of it. So find yourself an old kitchen knife, and that will become one of the tools in your toolbox. I do like to have an old gardening glove. They're quite cheap to pick up from most stores, and they're a good thing to have to save your hands, because if you have hundreds of whenu to hāpine, it can become quite sore on your hand, so that's a good thing to have just in case. I picked up this metal bar. It's only a couple of mils wide, it's quite heavy, and it's got this lovely straight edge on both sides, of course. I think you can get those, little metal bar from most hardware stores if you just ask them to cut a length for you. But it's not a requirement. You can get by with the knife. Okay, so the whenu have been sitting in my warm studio, and I've kept an eye on them, and they're at a good stage now. They've got this lovely curve to them, and that has happened because the air has taken out the moisture for me. So I'm going to hāpine, and I do that by, at the halfway mark of my whenu, I'm doing it at the halfway mark of my whenu, simply because if I start at the end, I'll run out of arm by the time I get to the other end. So starting at the halfway mark, I'm going to put the knife, the back of the knife, on one side of the whenu and push down with my thumb on the other side. And holding in this hand, I'm going to simply open my arms up, separate my arms, and in doing so I'm removing any moisture that might be in that whenu, and it's making it very soft. It's going to be lovely to weave with. So I'm sure that even though you can't feel this, you'll be able to see in the video how soft this action using this knife has made it. You don't want to hāpine too much, so it makes sense to leave these whenu in the sun to have the air take the moisture out for you. It's not only made this process a lot easier for me, but it's also more gentle on the whenu itself. It doesn't matter what side you start on. It doesn't matter if the knife is on the underside or the upper side first, because both sides have to be done. If you do one side only, sometimes you end up with curling ribbon. So I like to do both sides. Now, how do you know it's ready? You know it's ready because when you bend the back, no little beads of moisture are coming out of that whenu. That's how I know it's ready. Once you've done the hāpine, you'll find that this whenu will dry out even quicker. And it's making a soft sound at the moment, but over time, especially in the warm weather or in a warm heated room, you'll find that this might start sounding like paper, rustly paper, and that's when it is getting too dry to work with. So if that happens while you are weaving, you might like to have a spray bottle, a spritzer bottle filled with hot water, so you can give it a quick dampen down to make it easier to work with. We all lead such busy lives, and it might be that after you've spent all of this time preparing your materials, you no longer have the time needed to weave with it. So rather than let this hard work and these beautiful whenu go to waste, there are a number of ways in which you can save these whenu to work with at a later date. This is also a good idea if you know it's going to be raining, or if you've got a spare day that you'd like to spend just preparing flax. What I like to do is to have some plastic bags handy, and I roll the whenu up into a roll like that, like a donut, place it in the plastic bag, try and get out all the air, tie it in a knot, and I'll place that little bundle of whenu in the freezer, and that will stay in there for years. Not that you would leave it in there for years, but that will stay in there for a very long time. You may even want to write on here with a marker 16 whenu at 12 millimetres, so you know exactly what's in the bag. So when it comes time to weave, or if you feel like weaving, you simply go to the freezer and take out the amount of whenu that you want. And then, after you've taken them out of the freezer, it's a very good knot. So you take them out of the freezer, say 15 minutes before you want to work with them. So imagine these are all frozen. Just unfurl that donut and leave them out to dry, and you'll find that it won't take long at all before these are ready to work with. So that's a good way to keep your whenu for another day.